Hello everyone. We're back for some more hardcore Minecraft. I'm gonna be apologetic because we haven't really been doing anything that's excessive in all this. I've been working to build this up and I'm trying to figure things out here. Well, I started putting the enchanting stuff in place and I need to get some more leather so that we can actually get going with all this. I've had to make so many things, and I used a bunch of my experience levels to actually enchant my stuff already. I got lucky with this for a level 22 enchantment, same here. And then I had to go through a lot of stuff and upgrade. Because I'm running very, very short on stuff and things. So we're gonna need to drop, like, literally everything into the smelter to get everything all going and whatnot. But as far as plans go, I don't really have much I want to do in this episode. Except maybe try and figure out how to finish that, but I started adding in some piecework to my walls over here. And on a repeating design basis, sections of 5x5 for these walls I think would work the best. I'm kind of iffy on the spacing right now, because I kind of want to put in some diagonal work here if I can, instead of it being like squared. But I also want to start making a lot of different builds. We're gonna take a look at this, because I got a bunch of leather together. I've found enough tungsten to make these. The problem is I kind of need working hammers so that I can, well, dig more. You're gonna see that a bunch of terrain has been changed since my last episode of this. I'm almost done digging that out. That obnoxious spire with the one tree on top of it I want to get rid of really quick. I managed to get silk touch on my titanium pickaxe, so we can actually go up there and pick up that beehive, bee nest, whatever you want to call it. So I think we're going to do that. Now, I don't know if it has any bees in it, but it's loaded with honey. So we're going to grab it and we're going to see if we can make some stuff out of it. And I had put some treasure chests over here to help me in digging this mountain down, because I'm still working on doing that. It's one of my projects. I'm going to put like some sort of facility over here, I think. On the part that I'm clearing off in the opposite direction, I think I want to try and build a lighthouse, just as a fun side project thing. Get up here, please. Gotta love having a tower like this. This is gonna be the last time I come up here for a while, so... With the silk touch, we're able to grab this. It says it has 2 tags, so I'm wondering if that means there's bees in it. But I also want to go find a different hive so we can guarantee that we have bees. Because, again, I don't know if this one has it or not. We'd probably get lucky going into one of the forests and, like, these flowery meadow areas. In real life, that would have broken your legs and probably the rest of your body. I also have some good news to the east. There's actually a... Actually, is... No, to the north. To the north of my island. There's actually an ocean monument not too far. So that is really, really nice. I should probably be having a boat handy or something. There's some stuff that just doesn't make sense with the world gen here. Like, why is this deserty, arid climate stuff over here, but like it's pure forest over there? I'm not sure I understand the generation, but for just being some random world that gets generated, I guess it works. This is all coarse dirt down here, what I'm walking on. So again, I'm just looking for more bees. They really like to spawn on trees in the flower meadows. There's a shipwreck over here. Not sure if I have been over here yet, but it looks like I have. Not sure we're gonna get so lucky finding anything over this way, but I need to think about getting these villagers over, at least 2 of these villagers over to my island. So with that, I'm kind of thinking about getting some railcraft stuff together. Most of the good stuff that we also need as well can be found by putting andesite together with something to make andesite alloy. That might be for the create mod, but I still need to get all this fancy automation stuff going. Now, I only have access to that small backpack because to get a large backpack, I need to kill some bears, just like you would a rabbit to get a bear hide. But for rabbit, it's a rabbit hide, obviously. I need to find some bears, and I need to have them drop their things for me. As for the villagers, I'm just checking to make sure that they're still here. And it does seem they are. Again, I'm gonna need 2 of them. Gotta love random holes in the ground. Not sure I trust being in a zone like this because there's bears over that way. Luckily they didn't see me. But yeah, I have to farm them and hope to get lucky getting a pelt off of them. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for in this forest, but I also need to finish my bridges going to the Aether, but I'm kind of more interested in exploring the Undergarden right now. My frames are kind of lacking right now. I guess this is new terrain. This is an orchard. I still have that place marked for Okram. That's a block that I just want to build with later down the line, so I think I'll just leave it there until I actually go and collect all that stuff. I'm just like, I get so disorganized with many of my projects. that it's really hard to finish anything. I also want to go into the Nether, and I want to work on making another, like, tunnel down to where we can get ancient debris. That drowned has a sword, and that's not cool. I am in such danger. Now I'll probably explain why all the drowned are coming up. There's a little bit of an ocean ruin right there. They tend to spawn in very constantly around those things. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab some blocks and we're going to see about fully, like, legitimately actually exploring the Undergarden, because there's some blocks and ore that I want to get out of there. It's such a problem because our spawn place is floating. So let's get out of here and get away from all these zombies. I suppose one good thing is that I actually did finish flattening this area for where I'm going to be building all that stuff. So what I need to do now is we need to organize, clear our inventory and our backpack out some. I'm gonna put this here because it doesn't seem like there's bees in it, otherwise they would pop out immediately. Let's put the scoria away. I think we should be fine with like 4 stacks of that, yeah. And then let's empty our backpack as much as we can. Need to make the lapis and the blocks. I have stuff I want to do, we're gonna just plonk all that in there. The rest of this too. Then let's go and make our bridge, shall we? Gonna be the most fun thing ever if I have to do a retry. Alright. We're in. Am I able to... use water in here, or does it go toxic? Walker? Well, the question is, do they jump you? They look like redeads. That's so silly. Etheric shard. Rot beast. Interesting. The Rotling. Okay. Oh god, we can make a slingshot in here. I don't really know how to approach this. What is this? Coarse deep soil. I got some interesting blocks down here, that's for sure. Our first bits of ore, too. This is just regular coal. Who are these things doing like a half a heart of damage to me? I'd rather not. They're like baby zombies. Okay, I think I might have to do this on a personal exploration thing, because I'm not getting anywhere with these things jumping me with what I have right now. But the fact that I know that we are able to swim in this water without it killing you, that makes this a whole lot easier. Okay. What do these do? More damage to rot spawn? Interesting. So we can basically cut those shards out of those enemies and we can use that against them. It's pretty cool. I need more foodstuffs. Like good foodstuffs, not dried kelp. Let's sleep again and then we'll work on our bridges in the Aether. More of that stuff because I want to start exploring everywhere I can. And the deeper dark is going to be a real trick to get to. Because I have to find and kill a warden. And those suckers have 500 HP. Which is essentially 250 hearts and a combination of the amount of HP that both the Ender Dragon and the Wither enemy have. Zephyr. Evil Whirlwind. That's new. Just need to get the solid land, man. We are so close. I don't have any arrows. I am so scared right now. Okay, we are on actual solid ground. Jesus. I always hate getting into this actual area. Zanite. Nice stone, holy stone. I am so stressed out right now. Also, for this mod, this really wants you to be using the Aether tools and all that. And I want to go up. There's a dungeon on this island as well. I can see a slider. That's the first main boss. Ambrosium. Cats are having a field day upstairs. that's all set. And we can start work on getting Aether stuff later down the line. Kind of curious about the dungeon right now, but might not be the best of ideas considering we're on hardcore and we are proving that we do not have too much in the way of defense. I'll do a time check in a minute. Once I get done mining this Ambrosium. I'm curious about those whirlwinds. I imagine they act just like tornadoes and they'll fling you somewheres. It's new to me because those have never shown up when I was playing this, so it might be one of the add-ons that I have. And trust me, I have a bunch of them. I see a silver dungeon off in the distance to the right. So, Ambrosium shard. Aether mud? Interesting. That is also new. Flying cow. Goldie. Oh, they drop glowstone. Interesting. Those golden trees usually indicate that there's a gold dungeon nearby. So that'll be a good thing to remember when we're looking for stuff. This Aether is so much more substantial now that I'm up here. Fig. What? Okay, I am really not in a good spot here. bumped me. Okay, time check, 36 minutes. Yeah, we need to go back down. I want to see about making the nether thing. Like, really badly now. I also need to get back there without dying. I also need to get my food supply back up. Core plant? It's weird. Please just leave me alone, thank you. My view is fixed on the left. What is that pink stuff over there? That looks fascinating. Maybe I'll come back here with an elytra someday or another. That might be the Aether mud. So we're going to rest again. I think we're going to get some ladders. Well, we might have to make some ladders, but I also need to make some food so I can actually go down and be, like, safe. The Aether is definitely not safe. Holy jeez. She got a little slew of blocks out of it. I have so many things I need to update in this world. It's crazy. So I'm short a few ingots to make another hammer, but I also need to work on getting those villagers over here so I can actually use them. Because I want to make a villager, a Fletcher, and I want to make a mending book villager. Those are like always the two main things that I will forever just get, regardless of world type. Just a matter of getting them over here. So I said we need the ladders. Probably more than enough, but yeah. And then we can store the rest of that stuff in there. We should be good to go. Okay, let's hopefully not die in the nether. I'm still seriously considering making like a farm. I got plenty of water space right over here. Just like a mob farm or something. But I have a lot of projects that I want to do off screen, and I don't really want to waste your time with how they're doing, how they're being done. The problem is always going to be getting down to where the netherite mine is going to be. This is why we have the ladders for one, but for two we actually have to get down there. So it's looking like we're going to have to go down. I can't survive that fall. Maybe I should just make it a thing to get down there first and then start talking about building. This nether is very awkward to navigate. I just need to be a random spot somewhere over here. Then I can just mark it. Yeah. Now, I'm not a fan of blast mining, so I don't believe you're going to be seeing that sort of thing from me. But what I do want is I want to get to netherite gear. So for that, we're going to need ancient debris. And a lot of it. We're also going to need to find a bastion, so that we can find a smithing template for netherite upgrade. So, about the facilities and whatnot. I'm going to begin making, for starters, an automatic, more or less lossless cooked chicken farm. It's going to give me feathers and, of course, cooked chicken. And it's a design by Zumavoid. I might have mentioned it in a previous episode, but it's really simple. It has a footprint of like 3x5. So it's super, super compact and good. And it won't take too much to get working. And I can also manipulate how quick or how slow it works. Based on how many chickens I have spawning the chicks and the eggs. Guess we didn't need ladders after all. The problem with my netherite mines I should honestly make a portal and sync it up down here so it's easier to get to. There's going to be a lot of this going forward. If I can spin a Fortune 3 pickaxe, that would be amazing. Quartz remains the best thing to get experience from when you're really lacking. So I'm probably going to spin a bunch of enchantments and I'm going to move those villagers over. I'm probably going to do the boat method for the time being, unless if I actually get some railcraft stuff going for rails, because I kind of feel like I could make a bridge pretty readily. So that would be pretty nice and fun, I would think. I'd like to get the first bit of ancient debris on camera, though. There's things that I need to dig big amounts of. I think I'm going to outline the portal that I'm going to put down here later. I think it'll be like right in here. Let's get rid of this gravel. And that way we can just do a U-turn. If we need to go through it. So it'll be like a sort of a nether doorway. But there's no making any of this pretty. As far as like the time, as far as it stands right now, is the correct words I was looking for. Okay, so that's portal, and then we'll come 1, 2, 3. Right about here. And we'll just go in a straight line. Hopefully I'll get lucky. That is a very important ore, so it's not exactly what I was looking for, but it's still good. So since there's lava here, selenium. So this tunnel is essentially done already. Especially when stuff like this happens. So I'll just cover this up. I don't need it. Then we just go across the other way and do the same thing. I think every 4 blocks should be fine on the tunnels, based on how I'm doing this here. If I can get at least one piece of this stuff, I'll consider that a success for this video. Like, there's just so much I cannot do right now because everything is so scary. Some gold. And And that is unfortunate, because this is Basalt Delta and they don't really yield too much of anything. I will take all the cores because I need to be making some comparators later on. I'm going to try to make as many automatic farms as I can so that I don't have to like worry about it. When I come back next time, I'm also going to have probably that chicken cooker ready, and I'm going to have a bigger expansive farm. I'm just like, most of my focus is just gameplay at this point, not really doing really dastardly things, and I have not had a close call. Oh, Hellfire crystals? Yes. Hellfire crystals are really good to find down here. Hey, the episode is now a success. For exactly 2 pieces out of the 4 we need for any of these. Yay! We got ancient debris, everybody. Hidden in the depths. Obtain ancient debris. It doesn't matter how, just do. Better success, yay! But this one, it looks to be only 1 block. Now, I have a funny mod that I installed, and there's the slightest, tiniest, ittiest, bittiest chance of a giant ore vein showing up in the world. And that includes nether. It also includes ancient debris. So with that, I could essentially get very, 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 very lucky, and we could find a whole chunk worth of that stuff down here. Which would be actually insane if we managed to do so. I really don't like basalt deltas. Let's go back this way. So I'm gonna jot down the chords of that portal location, and I'm probably gonna sync that up. Infernium ore? Raw infernal, okay. Oh. That is a lot. Is an infernal hammer a thing? No. I had a pickaxe before, and those are pretty good. If I can get enough ancient debris to make some netherite scraps. Well, no, I need to make a netherite ingot. So I need 1 more piece of ancient debris. Light dust. I don't think I mind foulite. Oh, we're closing in on an hour here. I love almost walking into lava again. To be completely fair, I don't think ancient debris is the most rare or valuable thing down here anymore. I have to go look at what all my mods add again, but there's some pretty intriguing things. Like this, for instance, but it's not the rarest thing. The linium is probably the rarest thing we can get, because it only showed up as a 1. Iridium is also really good. Thought I saw something. Yay. So, because this is on a chunk border, these are 2 separate veins of debris. That is actually pretty cool. So that means we can get at least 1 more debris in this area, and we can get at least 2 more in this chunk. So that's cool. That's a success. Now that extra piece can be anywhere in the chunk. And the chunk is 16 by 16 blocks, so maybe we'll get lucky. Remaining goal for the rest of this episode. See if we can't come across 2 more pieces of ancient debris. Gladly won't mine quartz all day if it keeps giving me this much experience. It's also the best way to repair your items when you have mending. Getting enough veins is quite literally impossible to break your tools. Silk Touch is a different story. Iridium seems to be pretty rare as well. I genuinely just think we got unlucky with that lava being right there. Oh, you know what? Okay, that's kind of funny. I think we just found a giant vein of quartz. Yeah, look at all that. This works for me. I know I'm essentially just screwing up the ore gen in these worlds, but I don't care. This is hardcore Minecraft. And if we can't have some fun in here, I don't know why I'm playing this. Should probably be using my backpack. Imagine if I had fortune. Stuff would be spewing out everywhere. If one of these veins breaks into a different chunk as well, it also counts as a second vein. I think I have the default settings for how this gens, so this is still absurdly rare. I don't think I'm going to be hurting for quartz for a while. Kind of silly and sad at the same time that the Nether actually has like the best things. Yeah, it extends. If I want to build with quartz, I don't think I'll have a problem either. Level 40, baby. Oh, it just keeps going and going. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna have to do the rest of that off screen. Because this is just insane. Like, look at all this. A delight for any modder anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna come back later. That was actually insane. We're in a Soul Sand Valley. is sort of rarer to find this debris in this particular area, being Soul Sand Valley. So there's probably somewhere in the chunk more of that. Thought I saw something again. Blackstone. Again, netherite is probably the most essential thing we can get out of here, next to the linium. I have no idea if I'm ever going to find any more of that. See about doing one more path. Just to be sure. Yeah, to make a count. Gotta love doing that. Alright, closing in on an hour and 10 here. If I can just get one more bit of ancient debris, I will end this episode a very happy person. Just glad my eyes are working pretty well. I swear they put gravel down here just to make it inconvenient. Make me swap my tools, how dare you? Oh my lord. Game really wants me to get this, like, dug out, so do that off screen. I'm going to show the bounty after that. And we're done. Okay. back and I'm going to end off the episode after this. Once again, inconvenient gravel is inconvenient. I'm aware that I probably missed so much ancient debris just by not doing the bed method, but I really can't be bothered, and I don't want to have gigantic holes, aside from perimeters that I've dug, looking for that stuff. Yay. And it was a success. So I can end this episode very, very, very happy. Okay. I am a very happy individual. We'll see about coming back for most of this other stuff later. I'll start that in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Do stay tuned for more. I'm gonna do a bunch of off-screen stuff because I have to get back to my portal without dying, so that's gonna be an undertaking, and it's also gonna be real fun. So yeah, stay tuned for more, and bye.